Hello and welcome to SEO is Not That Hard. I'm your host, Ed Dawson, the founder of keywordspeopleuse.com, the place to find and organise the questions people ask online. I'm an SEO, developer, affiliate marketer and entrepreneur. I've been building and monetising websites for over 20 years and I've bought and sold a few along the way. I'm here to share with you the SEO knowledge, hints and tips I've built up over the years. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of SEO is Not That Hard. Today I'm going to cover my quick SEO tips number 31 to number 40. If you want all the 101 SEO tips that I've got, the quick SEO tips book, you can go to the show notes. There's a link to the PDF there that you can download with 101 quick SEO tips. But anyway, let's get on with starting with tip number 31. Use Google Search Console to get insights on how your site is indexed by Google and what keywords are driving your traffic. Google Search Console, or GSC for short, is a fantastic resource that Google provides to website owners for free. All you need to do is follow their simple steps to verify your ownership of the domain and away you go. So if you go to Google, just Google Search Console, you'll find a link there and if you're not using it already, get your sites registered in there. Within Google Search Console, there's a load of information that gives you performance on how many times you're getting impressions in search, how many clicks you're getting from search, what your click-through rate is, as indexing information. You can submit sitemaps there. It will give you information on page experience, things like core vitals. You can also find out if you've been hit with a manual action, if you've done anything wrong, got a manual penalty. There's information on links. There's a whole load of stuff. It's incredibly valuable. And if you're not using it, I really strongly suggest that you get signed up and start using that straight away. Tip 32. Get analytics set up on your website so you can see how many people use your site and how they use it. Now, without an analytics package, you're blind to how many visitors you're attracting to your site from what sources. Analytics will allow you to see which of your content is performing well and how over time it gains or loses traffic. You can't manage what you can't measure, so you need to get some analytics set up. Now, this is over and above what you get from Google Search Console, which is in tip 31, because Google Search Console will tell you about Google traffic, search traffic that's coming to you. It won't tell you traffic coming direct, it won't tell you traffic coming from link clicks from other websites, and it won't tell you anything about stuff coming from advertising. So you need a further analytics package set up so you can see all that extra detail. Tip 33. Want to know when new people also ask questions appear on Google for your topic, brand or keywords? Then use our search alert tool to be kept up to date. Now, this is the search alert functionality at keywordspeopleuse.com, and it allows you to set seed keywords that will watch automatically in Google. People also ask for you. So when new questions start to surface, we'll automatically save them for you and let you know via email, so you'll never miss a chance to jump on trending topics. It's a really valuable tool. It means you'll never miss out, and it can also, as it creates a history of what it finds over time, you can see as questions surface, rise and then fall and then maybe resurface again in the future. You can start to see how some questions are seasonal, but it also will bring you onto trending topics. So it's really, really useful. Tip 34. It's better to start than to be perfect. Launch fast and improve over time. Now, this is a real key principle for me. If you wait till you have something absolutely perfect, then you'll never get anything finished to the point that you're ready to launch it. You need to start quickly, get something going, and then come back and improve it. When I started this podcast, it was nowhere near perfect. It probably still isn't now. But I do know I've improved over time, and I will keep improving the more I produce. But if I was waiting to be perfect, I never would have launched. Most people never get anywhere because they just never start. Don't be most people. Give yourself permission to be rubbish to start with and just get on with it. You won't regret it. Tip 35. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a day, yet underestimate what they can achieve in a year. Keep at it. So this is another one of my key principles, and I use it to keep myself motivated. It can seem like a real slog on a day-to-day basis to get things done, and it often seems like you get less done by the end of the day than you just hope. However, if you look back over a longer period of time, like a year, then you realise you actually got more done than you would have guessed possible before you started. The key is to keep going and rack up achievements over time. It's like with this podcast. I started it just over 8 months ago, and I've now produced over 100 episodes, yet the first episode took so long to create because it was the first time. You've just got to keep plugging away, and you'll soon rack up a huge amount of work that you wouldn't have realised you could achieve in the space that you do if you look at it on a micro level. So just always look for the long term, look at the bigger picture, and keep plowing on. Tip 36, finding content ideas on your own is hard. Try using our Google autocomplete search for a topic to find lots of ideas that match what real people are searching for. Now, blank page syndrome is hard to beat by yourself. You need inspiration, and that's why I found a keywords people use is to help people beat that blank page syndrome problem. Google autocomplete is a really good search to use to take the guesswork out of deciding what to cover for a topic, because it gives you a whole wide range of seed keywords that work really well to then put into people so as to get the deep dive questions. But that autocomplete search is really valuable for giving you that inspiration and giving you ideas on where to start with content. Tip 37, been hit by a Google update? Don't panic. My biggest tip is to do absolutely nothing for at least 2 weeks. Google updates take a while to roll through, and traffic levels can vary a lot for quite a while. So wait for till the dust has settled before making any decisions. I mean, Google is actually getting better now at announcing when their major updates are taking place, and crucially, when they're finished rolling out. Always wait till an update is completely rolled out before even trying to start making sense of what's happened. I mean, I've seen on so many occasions sites take big hits at the start of updates, but then they recover before the end. It's tough having to wait, and anyone that's had seen the recent March core updates, which actually took till nearly the end of April to finish, I know it's hard to sit there and wait. But if you start trying to make changes while an update's rolling through, you might actually do yourself more harm than good and never be able to understand what on your site has been hit and what hasn't. So, you just need to be patient. Tip 38, when Google pre-announce an update, don't try and guess what's going to happen and make changes in advance. Wait to see what actually happens first. Now, occasionally, Google will pre-announce an update. But even if it sounds like that announcement is going to hit your site, it's usually best to wait for the update before making changes in advance. The only time this isn't the case is when they're very specific about what action they're going to be taking action on. So the updates that came out on May the 5th, Google were very, very upfront about what they're going after that parasite content and people sort of abusing site authority to rank unrelated stuff like voucher codes and things like that. They give very specific examples of what they're going for. But in the past, we've seen other sites where they were saying, I think there was a first helpful content update when they announced that was coming. Some people started deleting pages off their sites in advance, but it was like, why you don't know, you haven't got enough information to know what action to take. So wait for it to roll through before you take action. Tip 39, fed up of Google Analytics 4, GA4? I use clicky.com as well for an easy overview of analytics. I mean, I've got to admit I miss the old Google Analytics. It was, it was much more accurate and easy to use compared to GA4. I do have GA4 on all my sites, but I very rarely venture in there nowadays. I use Clicky to keep an eye on day-to-day and real-time traffic. It's amazing for keeping tabs on how things are performing, gives you real-time numbers, and you can see it tracking through the day. You have a lag for things to come through, and you can very quickly see, what people are coming, where they're coming from, what pages are going to on the site with a real quick overview. It's really, really nice. It's really, really cheap. It's less than $20 a month for up to 100 sites. I think there are free options as well. So completely recommend clicky.com. Tip 40, site suddenly disappeared from Google. Make sure your robots.txt file hasn't been accidentally set to block Googlebot and other web crawlers. I mean, this is a somewhat frequent SEO cook-up that I've seen many sites make over the years. I think I've probably done it myself, bound to do it myself over the time. It's probably the most common way this happens is when the robots.txt is for a staging site, and a staging site is a copy of a live website where new developments are tested, which has a robots.txt on it that blocks Google, as you don't want to get your staging site indexed as well as your live site. If that robots.txt, which blocks Google, accidentally gets copied across to your live site when a new site update is released, then all of a sudden you've got a robots.txt that's telling Google to not index your site, and you can just disappear overnight. So always check your live site's robots.txt when releasing code from staging to live servers. You shouldn't be sending it across, but I've seen it happen. And if you don't have a staging site, don't worry about this. But even if you ever do just disappear, just make sure you've not clicked a button or made a change somewhere that has set your robots.txt to block you, because that's going to be the first thing to always check if your site just suddenly disappears. So that's it for today. Those are tips 31 to 40. If you want all the 101 tips, then like I say, do check out the link in the show notes and you can download a PDF that's got all these tips in. Thanks for being a listener. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe and share. It really helps. SEO is not that hard. It's brought to you by keywordspeopleuse.com, the place to find and organise the questions people ask online. See why thousands of people use us every day. Try it today for free at keywordspeopleuse.com. To get an instant hit of more SEO tips, then find the link to download a free copy of my 101 quick SEO tips in the show notes of today's episode. If you want to get in touch, have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm at Channel 5 on Twitter. You can email me at podcast@keywordspeopleuse.com. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of SEO is Not That Hard.